Hello everyone, my name is Pukar Dhital. I'm an English instructor and today we're covering Grade 5 English. We'll be covering the reading comprehension of the chapter Narrating Events. So let's begin the class.
Now, let's start the chapter, Unit 11, Narrating Events. Okay, so to begin with, first of all, I want you all to observe this picture. Observe this picture very carefully and figure it out what do you see in the picture. All right, and after you observe the picture here, answer these two questions. Like here are three bulls here who are grazing, and I can see a tiger here. This is possibly a fox or a jackal, let's say jackal. Okay, so here again the jackal says something to the bull. His tiger here listening, and finally the tiger is about to attack, it seems to me. Okay, so observe the picture very carefully, and apart from answering this question which are given here, I want you to observe the picture carefully and write a story. And this story is entirely yours, meaning whatever you see here, you're free to write. Give a suitable title to a story and start writing, or perhaps leave a space to give a title and first write a story and then provide a title, whatever you prefer. And you're free to write your way, and whatever you write should have no relevance with the question asked here. Maybe you want to give it some other shape. Maybe you want to tell the story in your own way. So you are all free. So you write this story, observe the picture, and write your own story. Okay, you can do this at home, or you can do this in the classroom and show it to a teacher the next day or at the end of the period. Okay, so for now, let's observe the picture and let's see what questions are asked here. What are the bulls doing in the first picture? And I want you to write down the answers in your copy, by the way. Write down the answers in your copy. What are the bulls doing in the first picture? The bulls are grazing in the first picture. See, right like that. Remember, most of the time the answer begins right from the question. The bulls are grazing in the first picture. Or, in the first picture, the bulls are grazing. What is the tiger doing in the first picture? Now here again, what is the tiger doing in the first picture? The tiger, in the first picture, the tiger is talking to a jackal. Or, the tiger seems to be talking to the jackal in the first picture. See, like this, you can write answers number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right, to all these 9 questions. Why did the tiger not attack the bulls? Hey, and this also has a good, and try to also extract a good moral lesson here. Here I already see some kind of a moral lesson. You know what? The tiger is all alone, but he had 3 bulls, very strong. 3 bulls are together. And don't you forget that unity has strength. The more united people are, stronger they become. See? So these 3 bulls are all together. They are united, they are together, and they are strong. So perhaps he's saying something to the jackal here. And look at that. Jackal are known to be very cunning and very clever. So one of the jackals approaches the bull and he isolates one of the bulls here. Now the bull is all alone here. And when the bull is all alone, the tiger attacks. See? So it's always dangerous when you're alone. Why did the tiger not attack the bulls? Remember what I just said? What are the tiger and the jackal doing? What might they be talking about? What might the jackal be saying to the bull? Who separated the bull from his friends? Now the bull got separated from his friends, from other bulls. How could the tiger attack the bull grazing alone? Of course, that's what tigers do. All right, they attack. They are the natural predator, and they attack those who are alone. Whenever they attack, they make sure that they isolate their prey first of all from the herd, and only then they attack. Okay, so how could the tiger attack the bull grazing alone? The tiger is a predator, and it always attacks an animal separated from the herd. What is the lesson of the above picture story? See, I have already talked about the moral lesson here. All right, so unity has strength. All right, you are safe when you are united. Okay, so this is about the picture. Make sure to do these questions in the copy. Now let's move further, shall we? Number B. Okay, now here's I would say a poem here, a very sweet poem. All right, so number 2, chant. Again, observe the picture here. A fully grown up man has drowned, and 4 children together, united, they are pulling this man from the pond or maybe from the river. Unity is strength. Unity we need. United we live, divided we die. Let us live and let others live. Let's learn the lesson to live. So this is a very simple chant which gives a strong message that yes, united we stand. All right. Unity has a strength, or united together we are stronger, isn't it? Now let's move further. Now once again we have a very beautiful story here, okay, with a very strong moral lesson here. So before we begin the story of this reading comprehension, let's first look at these two questions. What do you see in the picture? Again, observe the picture and write it down in the copy. Observe the picture and describe it in your notebook. Alright, observe the picture and describe it in your notebook. Whatever you see, you're free to observe and then write it down in your copy or in your notebook. Let's begin the story. Once Buddha was born as a little parrot in a jungle. The jungle was a pleasant place to live. It was a home of many kinds of animals and birds. One day the lightning struck a dry dead tree. It began to burn. Soon the fire spread. The green trees in the jungle also began to change into big flame. The wind helped the fire to spread wider and wider. The animals in the jungle began to run here and there. The other birds flew away. At the very beginning of the story, it says once Buddha was born as a little parrot. So we can imagine that parrot to be very wise and very loving and very caring. Okay, so let's continue the story. The little parrot flew high above the jungle and looked down around. He saw the animals suffering and being burned. At that moment, he had an idea. He darted to the nearby stream and dipped into the water. Then he flew back to the jungle, flapped his wings, and dropped a few drops of water. Look at his intention. What matters here is the intention of the little parrot. Do you think that would actually put off the flame? Of course not. All right. These tiny drops would simply vanish in the water. They would simply vanish into vapor. But the intention of the parrot is what matters here. He wants to put off that flame. Let's continue the story. The drops of water disappeared before they reached the fire, but the little parrot did not care. He flew to the stream and dipped into the water. He flew back to the jungle and dropped a few drops of water. He went on doing so. At that time, some gods were flying in their chariot. They saw the little bird working hard in vain. They laughed at the bird. Then one of the gods changed himself into a golden eagle. He flew to the little parrot and followed him. He said to the parrot, "You cannot put out the jungle fire by dropping a few drops of water. It is a vain effort. Fly away or you will die. The rising flame will kill you." The little parrot did not listen to the eagle. He went on doing this work. Seeing this, the eagle felt for this parrot. He thought of helping the little parrot. He began to cry. Soon his tears flowed like streams of water. The fire was put out. The charred trees and bushes changed into green plants. The burnt animals were healed. Everything became as it was. The feathers of the little parrot looked colorful. The brave little parrot called all the animals and birds together. They all thanked the little parrot and the golden eagle. So isn't this a wonderful story? This talks about an effort made by a parrot, alright, to put off the flame in the jungle. And of course his efforts would not put off the fire, but what mattered there in the story was his intention, that he had such a good intention that he wanted to save all the animals and birds trapped there in the jungle. Okay, so let's continue this exercise here. Fill in the blanks with suitable words given in the box. Now here are the words given in the box and we'll have to fill in the blanks. Alright, rivers downward. So what do you say is the answer? Rivers flow downwards. The arrow darted. The arrow darted to the target. The rising flame burned its wings. See, there's a very simple fill in the blanks which you can do it in the classroom. Of course, the words are given here in the box here. So just choose the correct word and fill in the blanks. This certainly you can do it in the classroom. Let's continue further. Now, before we begin, let's look at the question answers. Answer the following questions. Number 1. Now, how did the jungle catch fire? Remember, it's asked in simple past. The jungle. Now, take the verb that follows in simple past, in the simple past, because the question here is asked in simple past. See, the jungle caught fire as lightning struck a dry dead tree which began to burn and the fire spread. Now, let's look at number 2. Number 2. Who was the eagle? Answer. The eagle was one of the gods. Again, very simple question here. Number 3. Who was the little parrot? Again, see the auxiliary here is was. Make sure you answer it in the same auxiliary verb. All right, using the same auxiliary verb. The little parrot was Buddha. Little parrot was Buddha. Okay. Now let's look at number 4. Who helped the little parrot to put out the fire? Fire. Again, isn't it a very simple question? Who helped the little parrot to put out the fire? Number 5 again. What caused the fire to spread? Now, how did the fire spread in the jungle? And the answer to this is very simple actually. It was the wind, alright, which caused the fire to spread. Okay. So these are the questions. You can easily do it at home. Now let's continue ahead. Now, we're also going to do a vocabulary word. So how are you going to do this vocabulary word? So, of course, as you read the passage, you might have so many, you might come across many words whose meaning you do not understand. So every time that happens, make sure there's a dictionary next to you. Of course, you can also use mobile dictionary or the dictionary that you have in your tablet. Okay. So what we do here is we first write down number 1 word. Now let's say, as you're reading, you did not understand the meaning of, for example, okay, the word is darted. Okay, so you couldn't understand what the word darted mean. You have no clue what the word darted meant. So what you do is, there's a word already. Now you write word, meaning, and of course to get the meaning, look at the dictionary now. Of course, this is in past participle. Just look for the word dart here now. Okay, this is in past tense. You just look for the word dart in the dictionary. So from here, in this case, run or move quickly or hastily. That's the meaning of darted, right? Now you have word, you have meaning. Now you go for part of a speech. Now part of a speech is always given there right next to the meaning, by the way, right next to the word. All right. In this case, the part of a speech here is verb. In dictionary, they always use abbreviation, so they'll just write it V. Okay, which stands for verb. If it's noun, it's N. If for adjective, it's ADZ. For adverb, it's ADV. Usually, we come across these for part of speeches. Now, we have word, we have meaning, we have part of speech. Now, we have sentence from the book. Meaning, in what way is the word darted used in the book? So, if you come across, you go to the video, on the 3rd paragraph, you'd see there it's written, he darted to the nearby stream and dipped into the water. So to make an effective sentence, instead of he, we're going to write down the parrot, and we copy as it is. The parrot darted to the nearby stream and dipped into the water. And finally write down my sentence, meaning now you make sentence of your own. See, by this time you know the meaning of darted. You know it's part of a speech. You even know how the word can be used in a sentence. Now you make your own sentence. Now in that case, let's say Ravi darted into the yard. See, Ravi darted into the yard. Or you can make your own sentence. By the way, this is your sentence. This is entirely your sentence. So this, you can do it every time you have confusion with the word, every time you don't understand the meaning of a particular word. Please follow this vocabulary pattern. Now let's continue further. Make meaningful sentences using these words. Now, of course, it's just like what we had done earlier, that is the vocabulary word. Now here you just make sentences out of these words. Feather. Let's say we make one sentence here. The golden eagle had a colorful feather. Okay. Now, lightning. Put out, laugh at, effort. Let's move further. Suffering, spread, go on, feel for, disappear. So these are the words. You just make sentence out of these words. Okay. So this, of course, you can do it as a homework. And if you have any queries, feel free to email us at learning@deerwalk.edu.np. Thank you very much.